dear no. And one semper, what do we know, Eugene?
Yeah, Nana, so far, no, Neminim say, na jury system na US no, the cost aba.
Jury, yeah, then.
Na jury is in the US, no, jury system, say. Ye be buasa once again the judge ne be weigh the matter on the evidence of the case now the beba
Your kind slave.
Na ne che ne say ye de no e judge papa ba ku bi neto na panel of judges na be judges be 3-5 obi ano ma hwe evidence akokwa de ba say janto abu nanim ase o ma hwe evidence nyina no ma hwe course na pe na judges na decide to give you sa course na so mbete so na ade but na US ye ne kakra ma kenkan from life on so mom de ne jury system say be yin crofobia wo community no na de o betrebu e plumber obi e teacher obi e judge obi omunyina obi anya enyomunya na lawful ebi with various backgrounds
no wotie bi
no betie bi
I had to say ebi amama fi ye programmer
yes
now ebi tie no
ebie lines na anchor
for
yes omo number bi ebeyi wo mtina na on the basis of evidence obi abebo ni nkuro de ni ombete no omo de aba na me say na spend more than 18 million I think say me 25 na ko bibia wi no jury no kwakra no so the 18 e bae banana because American system ni nim say the juries na be a verdict on the ba na be betima broso and I say be e be excessive just e betima broso no enti no mo be e fa the remitter system remitter system ne kire say e wono ana Kennedy Agyapong lawyers be ka say be na jury ne de ba no e bro sene no mo expectation tie enti e wono be bonkro on the 18 million figure na ba no e wo ana yebenya the actual amount and it's a judge and begia to manasa or yintum banana the what I can confirm for you is that based on the rule nearby the jury has confirmed that indeed Anas was defamed by Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. Obi busa say you don't go still no US. Na na say Kennedy Agyapong properties e wo USA. Na Kennedy Agyapong properties ni bo New Jersey e wo na excess county e wo no court no.
Okay.
Na dey ba concern say Okoye no koye show we friend the Fred show Daddy Fred one ne ko bon komo
e wo ho no
e wo US no
enye Ghana
so ye show no na show no ye no ni studio wo not fie no ye ni zoom no ni fie na not na say fie no according to Anas documents no na say fie no New Jersey
okay
into our grounds ni bi che say Kennedy Agyapong properties ewo New Jersey wo any US nyina that Fred no so to US those are not Maryland but Maryland not in US asase so na ba bia Kennedy Agyapong tena ase any that Fred the cars yes I interview no cool anase hu fi no sa bia no ewo New Jersey won't no file and so there's grounds for baby of file asem no
okay.
Na another thing I may pick and say 4 charges are announce car say on sa grounds no na Kennedy agunu fi no ba ko ne say o say announce ye kromfo
okay
or a criminal or the German phone sass and the Okikaye. 2. Another answer can say Chinese national be a bag no me no one arsenal in the D's ancrophone them.
Okay.
3. Or say Ahmed Anas Adam for a friend of swallow and the year number 12. Number 12 na football home dream near my tea no. Ou ye no Anas in the movie no kun sa branty.
Okay.
So these are largely near my Anas Jane say. Asamna Kennedy kind of a good who fin into the court no process and starting with the USA. Now na minim and so far the kind from lawyers they say the court has indeed ruled say you go Anas who fin. But the remitter system no and they so be determined say 80 million na jury for no
$80 million
no more the buy no sa na say eye and I say there will be variations in the cost na say best sa na minim so far.
My name George Sapon entry and come when him say George apart from politics a student of law enti onunso egusua o follow discussions na o chirichi nyoma bi mu ti e pese yeti ase George Sapon so na oye active member ewo MPP mu in fact oko
parliamentary candidate aspirant fija kwa bre I think south
next year 2028 they also mo demand because we bre but we nya hwe wo party nim whatever senior George Sapon good morning
you were na obama uni afisha pa bia de na media
na bisa make at say wa bre enti e wo se hwe enti 2028 ye kwaji city na bre sa na make seminia no
you we did the chow ni Eugene studio for ni chief nyina I think that's the kasai mama fisher pa
boame kakra de akoso anase die nim no Eugene akyirikyiri mu kakra but say Agyapong ye bua no aten ana yimbu anaten.
Okay, I think say the kind of adebako say Ghana for if you say when say ya temua munsem no ya kotumusem no sa asem kokota ye wo kwan mienu a ye fa so bu aten the kind say bia otemuafo no ko abetina se no wafa Ghana mba nhyehyɛ ya ye de fa so bu aten na wo bu aten anan say obefa aboafo a from jury na afi omo so abobo nsem nanso say ye yusu jury na otimuafo no na emrache say onkyere omo ekwan a omo fa so enhwehwe nsem mu it say the evidence between anima kwan be no mo fa so obekyerechiri bi mu akyere omo emra be na ewo ho no ma be na wo so omo de kɔ adwindwin mu saa no me na obekyerechiri omo na afi emra no sa hye omo nkete say bi otimuafo no bekyere omo say omo ni so bia no ewo so omo di so pepepe otimuafo no wie saa de wie a wo wie now asema ye can anas issue US court no omo use jury system no I know otimuafo no bekyere mo say munye ABC na mo wie a omo ankasa omo mu aye na omo no be break court no eye the verdict no eno de otimuafo no nim ho hwe na omo eno omo de beba. And so it's important say they make a distinction no. Now we are say jury the decision ban and verdict bar and yet conclusive enough. Say jury no econo kojinjin sem ho no ba no si o and some court na dem aye say na e den fa ho a NCP I just a court no fa sa asem no na bruni beka say or internal as a decision or a judgment of the court ne fa can fa suppose go beka say adoption or say court ne just asem no na court na nkasa a team so say we na ye muaya court no e dey bible thing. And in such matters the court necessarily has to take the verdict and enter it as a decision of the court or a judgment of the court. Anything short of this via any judgment. And he said who pay attention to some of the arguments on our social media, which is for Sakoku Asare. The post or make here a lot of conversation. No? He was very specific, saying the jury in the SS court has awarded a verdict of 18 million against Kennedy Agyapong. One can say the court has awarded a judgment of. And sometimes I think that those distinctions are key. And there it has said, there is no judgment against Kennedy Agyapong. Legally speaking, there is no judgment against him. Now, per US laws, say, yeah, what these damages against you, yeah, ball, say, what can the end of na, yeah, say, could you take a there is this legal principle I friend remedy to. And not just say a ball cow quarter, a man of my whole point says, oh, did this as I can a brosum far. Okona ko catch court and say, the idea to me, so I say, no, me won't sue, so I'm a tabono, I can sue Neja. Me the mother will brew, won't say so, mammy. Court debate me, I shake. Now I should share and say, no way shine. The entire my US for this principle, never any say, oh, ye case in the normal system where you have a judge sitting on the case. The judge, he is guided by the rules of law, the facts, and all legal principles. But in a jury system, the jurors are not necessarily making their decision based on the rules of law or the specific provisions of law. For example, say a judge or making an award against will be for damages act. Or maybe make specific awards, for example, for the road traffic offense, causing harm to other road users and ABB. And Rani say a 20,000 penalty unit and a 100 penalty unit. Penalty unit that could be a 12 cities. So he will multiply that by that. But a jury can make some decisions no matter how outrageous they are. And I didn't say the whole jury system is built around the perception that jurors may form every ekuokuo amamai into they represent the larger society, into their feelings are that of the larger society. And sometimes they may go overboard kakra. So for example, when the judge is bidding come, I don't tell you. There was this case, me book case I think it happened in Ashanti region. And we are 4 million and about Ekubako. So it's a murder case. Facts in say a murder case. Now, judge no Eddie jury now call no. The expectation is that they will come up with a guilty verdict.
Mm-hmm.
But the star witness in the case was boy now theater no ne mami. Mami ne mount is stand no. Asema or catch a jury ne say oba time me be okodema when ne be me. It is not that the boy has not committed murder, but the woman is appealing to the emotions of the jurors. And jury system is you know how to appeal to the emotions of jurors. Oftentimes you can have a decision going your way. It's Mamia but now the baba ku ne wo okofia ho na ne kotena. If it's a matter before a judge may decide the judge will go strictly according to what the law says. Section 29, Section 30, and then Omokafa Medamo and sentence and then life imprisonment, death sentence, whatever it is. That is what the judge will do. But a jury has to now come up and say the person is guilty or not guilty. Or banner the verdict judge is who should be. And they are not making that decision necessarily on rules of law. At best, they will do so based on the facts available. It's jury system sometimes it may not necessarily bring out what we consider the best option. So, for example, the U.S. court, any journalist who goes to a U.S. court for defamation is likely to win, dependent on the kind of argument that the person makes.
Mm-hmm.
You could see the argument announced made in the U.S. court. He created the impression that in Ghana, some people are above the law, especially politicians.
Right.
This is a statement that will appeal to every single juror in the United States or any part of the Western world, whether it is true or not. What's the mechanism? Because we're all here when even President Trump was hauled before legal processes and all of that.
Right.
You see, so before a jury, you have the chance to. You can even be manipulated and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Jurors are sentimental. It is a profile jurors who say, if we have neighbor way, or a Christian way, or you say, you know how to play with your arguments to get them to give you the kind of verdict.
But Sir George, and no dear, Momo na mo yellow juma. Obviously, some me quarter. But can so be making an argument, but superior arguments in a be winning. I'm sure, sir. Agyapong nankasa etimede ne nsesi ne book and say me wusika I'm going to pick the best lawyers, underline best lawyers.
Yeah.
And I'm very sure say the best lawyers na Agyapong ji omudi no omunim all those things say they are jury no say ni tie enti se wanka wa asem ya yebe bu atia because honestly I'm saying this because the ama excitement in Nabano may not be necessary because of Agyapong. But there are not excitement to me ni bia ba no ekoye te say anka Ghana ha ke be frustrated system na ma wan hwe kra na se nipa no kra odi bi ma na odi fo a na akoye problem. And a case study could be yemfa ne say you can JB Dankwa MP. Look how many years in ye yentimi nyai but e bia na nka ya brochira ketie na asebe hu se odi fo na se odi bem obi betime de na sama kokot wa ha ni a frustrating na ye nyina ya victim pain ye be frustrating na afi na wajai but e bia abrochire ni de se eyo se nyakra na ye betio is it not something na emma yes at least your court system no we need to work on that.
No, I think that comparison is a wrong one. First and foremost, in fact a jury case and compare a street case where it is an indictment proceeding. A wrong comparison. The modes are very, very different. I have to say, if I say, Obi, or compare a radio show host by his ability to write. It's not necessarily the thing. Now, the kind of the example you made, the JB Danko example, let's even stick with that example. It is a murder case. Doing a murder case in Ghana, doing a murder case in US, there are things that would help you. But generally, there are some principles that would guide you. Every murder case, there are two ways of assessing evidence. There is what we call the preponderance of probability and a balance of probability. So, you are putting things together to suggest that there is a likelihood something happened, or there is a likelihood that something did not happen. Until you can say, oh, maybe say a day, a be a fan by, and I say, yes, sir. But you are quite easy to say, Meda, it comes under what you call proof beyond reasonable doubt. I also to me evidence ni musu ne beya obia jene ntanta. So you cannot compare those two situations. Now I back to even the jury process. Now I mentioned earlier, say the judge or the court instructs the jury on exactly what to do. If the jury in any way deviates from that specific instruction, it becomes a ground for mistrial, which is one of the contending issues before the court now. Now, court, Emma, jury, and Ejuma Miensa, say Omunkonkoye. First and foremost, the jury was supposed to decide, say, in Agyapong, or you guilty and or you're guilty of the issues that have been brought before the court. Now, the second thing the jury was supposed to do is say, Semubuano say or you're guilty, yeah, then you should assess actual damages. Actual damages are in Germano. Beyond that, you should also assess defamatory damages. Now, the court set a different date. So Obaba Bishia to come and assess what we call punitive damages. Punitive damages nature say assembly, was it of an aggravated nature? Ebiana abro so nipano or they could do maybe anything or they could do an abibisa. Court, eba SHA so Obaba assess punitive damages. The jury now, so the court asked the jury, said, on this, you are to assess punitive damages. The jury now says that, oh, the OCNA, now on the Friday, last Friday, he assessed actual damages at $5 million, compensatory damage at $5 million, and punitive damages at $8 million. Meaning now, $18 million. And then, the defense counsel, Agyapong, raised the issue that this is grounds for mistrial because instruction now court in the jury, it appears that now, if you listen to the video now circulating now, the judge in acknowledging the verdict of the jury indicated that he was going to, and before that he had mentioned that he will not take oral submission for mistrial. Who is the court submission? If you are the one on can, if you want to, when the judge feels that the matters are weighty, a way to Kaka, Obeka Cho said, come on the record. And you have to come with a written submission or a written motion. The judge told them, say, on the issue of mistrial, he was not going to entertain an oral submission. So the parties should come with a written submission. And then Agyapong's lawyers have taken steps to file the written submission. Now, when that is done, court 30 days to determine the issue of mistrial. Two things are going to happen. Either say Obebua in favor of Agyapong. When that happens, it means that they would have to reconstitute the jury for a retrial. The Agyapong in favorable verdict, he has the option of going to an appellate court for a review of the decision. Now, the court can either also rule against him and those things. Now, if it happens that way in SWA, it also brings to our minds the other issue of the defense team also asking the court, say, why they are so much into court and into so. That remitted application, the court has two options. Either so obey accept and our own accept or accept here or better bonus. one acceptance one. Then also at the home. Obviously, I say, hey, now also there is a mistrial. And then I will say, catch a court and say, yente border some amount. Now, every smart lawyer, so a case, or measure all the available options. Now, you want to be in a situation where all clients now are not going to obey the best form of remedy available. It's okay, what say they are near the man 10 years. Now, I had them obey them now to super 2 hours. One, and I'm a boy. And see, the lawyers now are looking at they are looking at 2 options. One, to get the mistrial application successful, in which case it will raise doubts about the initial jury and whether or not they knew their work. Into mistrial no kwa everyone. Remedial application is called everyone. But in matters of law, it can go either way. But he has remedies even in the appellate court. So that's basically it. It's a you should just say and then they are
right.
It's nothing like a judgment. These processes would have to terminate before the court comes with its final decision.
Mate, senior, medasi, I'm sure say a developing story in TBBI was about so.
Mate, na catch you just say my sister when you can on Kaime.
Mekachin. They say do his Kayenne best opportunity when he's but Rajo Sapon, will be our follow legal matters. Brian, right, and I show at the VP